top 11 moments in gaming 2014.
Yeah. What do we got here for number 11?
Number 11 was the Watch Dogs Backlash. You guys remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember being pretty excited about this game, and then it came out, and it was not. It wasn't terrible, but it definitely wasn't great.
No, the thing with me is like this game had a huge hype behind it, and
that's the thing. They had that E3 demo. Everyone was like, "Man, awesome,
okay,
awesome! Here we go."
I mentioned that even in my written review. Like when I first saw that at E3, I forget what year it was, and it was dark.
Maybe.
It was a dark Chicago streets. You see how the rain effects. Like his tailcoat was like moving back and forth really smoothly, and like it just had this grittiness. And you thought it was gonna be more story focused. When I played the game, it was very bland. The color palette was very bland. Everything was very stiff, and the characters weren't that great. It was just overall kind of a disappointment. Like Tom said, it wasn't a bad game. I just think they had a lot to improve. Like they could have just done so much more with it.
Yeah, I mean it was a pretty big letdown, unfortunately. But then we were soon to learn that Ubisoft would be full of all these broken promises later in the year.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, number 10.
Number 10. Here we go.
Here we go. All right.
What do you got?
Number 10 was when Microsoft bought Mojang.
These are all very Greek words to me. I have no. This is you. This is all you.
All right. So Microsoft recently bought Mojang, the developer of Minecraft. When was this? A couple months. Was this in September? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was a couple months ago.
It was recently.
Minecraft is so irrelevant to me that like I'm just.
Yeah,
it is. I would agree, but there was a lot of money involved in this deal, and that was why it was actually made our list here.
$1 billion transaction,
$2.4 billion or something.
Yeah.
We made the point on the show when this was a news item is that they paid the same amount for the Minecraft developer that Disney paid for Marvel, which to me is just completely insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
One game that these guys made is equivalent to an entire universe of comic book characters and properties. Like
I see where you're coming from, but I don't know. Microsoft had the money. They thought there's huge profit in Minecraft. It's a huge franchise, and they took a risk on it.
I just don't understand it. I mean, maybe Microsoft thinks that they have something like they already missed the train with being exclusive to Skylanders or whatever, but like. Minecraft's been around for a while. Like, I mean, it's to spend this kind of money on like a thing that's kind of just already around. I just think it was a poor decision. They could have invested that money elsewhere.
Yeah,
right.
Whatever.
All right, moving on. Get the thing here. Come on, man. All right. Number 9 was the South Park, The Stick of Truth, Terrance and Phillip Matrix scene.
Once again, this is something that was very important to you.
Right. No, I know Jeff played it. Did you have a chance to play this?
Yeah.
Did all of us play this? Okay,
we all played it.
I can't remember. Awesome. I remember that, we did that review where there was like 6 of us on screen, all of us reviewing it. So yeah, this was actually towards the end of the game. This was one of those. So we're covering not just like industry news or whatever, but also like actual stuff in games with this list here. So this was like towards the end of the game, you finally meet Terrance and Phillip up in Canada, and they actually teach you the final magic spell that you have to learn to complete the game. And this was like when I played this, I was just like, holy shit! Like this was just really well done. It fit in with the whole. I mean, the game itself really fit the whole South Park feel and everything that went with it. But this was just like, holy crap! Like this was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, just to talk about South Park in general, they really hit it with this game. Just because I mean, they had the creators working on it, and they just like even just the gameplay elements. Like it's very simple. It was a very easy game, but it worked.
All right, number 8. Have this thing here. Oh, the Facebook buys Oculus deal. Reason number 8. Moment number 8. That was because no one saw that coming, pretty much.
Yeah, it just seems almost kind of like a random buy. Yeah, I mean, we've talked to us before, right? Like, virtual reality to me, and I think is kind of like the future of where we're going right now. So I think that's kind of the next step in gaming. Of course it is. You got the Sony Morpheus, and you got the Oculus. And so I just think that's where we're headed. And I think Nokia has one, right?
Is it Nokia or Samsung?
Yeah, one of them.
Samsung has the one where you use the Galaxy phone, right?
Yeah. So I mean, everybody's jumping on VR right now. Our upcoming episode of Talking Nonsense, me and Elliot talk about VR. You can see that in the next couple of weeks. But anyways, so like I said, like I think Facebook is trying to cover not just social media, but like all aspects of maybe like entertainment or technology. Right. So this is where they're going. It's
still
VR.
It's still a little disappointing and weird that Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it just seems like Facebook, like a social media.
Yeah, but I was actually just going to comment. This really feels like they want to jump the gun and, like, you know, they wanted to lock up Oculus before anybody else and before it really takes off, right? Because they don't want to be left behind.
Yeah, they don't, you know, it's like anything. I think Facebook will, at some point, people will get over it. Maybe they'll find, like, a new type of social media. So maybe this is their way of saying, like,
yeah, and it can't happen soon enough, in my opinion. I can't wait for Facebook to die and everybody to move on to something else.
I'm going back to MySpace.
Yeah. We'll get back on MySpace.
Yeah, I think it's about time.
Definitely.
Gotta get retro again.
All right, number 7, Cave Shooter 2014. Yeah, this was crazy. As soon as people picked up on this, the memes started coming out, and this was like, people were doing this because the drops were messed up, and grinding in this game is a pain in the ass, but they shut this down after a couple weeks. But, you know, you would see, and you can see from the footage, you just run up to this thing, there's tons of dudes, you just shoot a cave for hours on end, and that was the thing right there, Cave Shooter. And actually, Jeff was the one that aptly named it that, so Cave Shooter 2014.
Good job, Jeff.
The best part of Destiny, one of the most hyped games this year, which also failed to deliver. Right.
Sounds awesome. Shooting a cave for hours and hours and hours.
That's what it was.
Thanks,
here's
Destiny,
another
$500 million.
Number 6, the Hatred announcement.
Oh yeah. You know we can't. You know that we're big fans of games like Postal, so we can't wait for this one.
Yeah,
the internet exploded after this. Like people on Twitter are like, "Oh man, this is like,
I mean, like
totally
I said,
distasteful. Like,
it is
can't believe these guys are making this. What the hell's wrong with them?" But this has happened before.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is going to be the new Mortal Kombat, GTA. Like, we were going to look like if something bad happens, like another school shooting, or because you know what's going to happen within the next couple months or years.
They're going to pin it on Hatred.
This game Hatred. It's like, nope, it's not because of video games. It's bad parenting.
It's not bad parenting. It's I know that they're always like, you know, this kid played a lot of Doom, and then he went in a school
every time.
And then he went in a school shooting. A person that has issues, they're gonna have issues, and like it doesn't matter if they listen to music. It doesn't matter if it's music, books, whatever. Their predisposition that like if they get that thought in their head, they're gonna go do it anyway. It doesn't matter.
Number 5 was the first encounter with the alien and Alien Isolation. Now, Alien Isolation was freaking scary.
That was
freaking crazy.
So to me, like, I think like there's been a lot of Aliens games, but this was like the first game where you had to deal with the alien, and it was scary. It was like that one-on-one.
And you're pretty much helpless.
Yeah, you're helpless. Like you don't. Sometimes there's some point you don't. A lot of times you don't have weapons, and you need to hide. And that was a big complaint for a lot of people. Was like, well, you got to. A lot of times you just have to wait a long time. I thought throughout the game, near the end, maybe for the majority of the game, it was still scary the whole entire time when it was chasing after you. When you could hear its footsteps in the vents, when it was coming onto the ground, and searching for you, its movements were so random. The game is terrifying. So yeah, but like that first encounter when you first see him coming through the vent, and he slowly creeps down. It's terrible.
And they build it up because before that, you actually have what was it? There's another side character or whatever. There's a character that you have to escort. He gets taken out, so that like they build this thing up, and then it's like, oh shit, this thing is serious business. And then when you actually see him the first time,
it takes like. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but maybe like half hour, 45 minutes until you actually see the alien. So you
don't see him right away. Yeah, there's a whole stretch of gameplay you have to get through before the alien actually shows up.
Which is cool. I like how they do that. So.
Okay, number 4, the Uncharted 4 announcement.
All right, finally, you thought it was over with 3.
Yep.
But oh no, it's going to 4.
I actually thought there was a fair chance they weren't going to do another one, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean it's a popular series, and all 3 are awesome games. So I mean, why not continue the series? I think Naughty Dog is one of the best development teams that are out right now. So I'm
Sure.
sure this game will do really well. I think it'll be just as good as the other three. And the fact that it's on next generation with better graphics means it's going to be that much better. So I'm excited for it.
I'm pretty excited. Can't wait.
Number 3, getting close.
Oh no, top 3.
Now this was another recent one. Okay, Halo. The Master Chief Collection multiplayer issues, right? Okay. Halo built its reputation on multiplayer. You can't release a Halo game, especially something like this where it's a collection of the mainline games, all 4 games, and the multiplayer for all 4 games, and remastered multiplayer for all 4 games.
This is a big
you
release.
can't have that. You can't have people not being able to play it. You can't do this.
Yeah.
So they're doing their best. I know they're trying really hard. But this sparked the whole thing. Tom, I know you were saying you saw the Reddit threads, people flipping out,
people are going crazy. Well, that's the thing. Like the fan base for Halo is so huge, they just want to play Halo, and they can't. Like it's pretty simple. It's like you buy the game to play it, you can't play. It's the same thing with Assassin's Creed. You buy it to enjoy the experience, and when you can't even play the game, they stole $60 from you. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's really simple. It's really cut and dry.
Yeah.
All right, 2 left. Number 2, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this, but I understand.
You were excited, no, but
I understand this one's a big
exciting.
deal, right?
This is probably going to be. I'm going to be frank. I'm going to be frank with you guys right here. This is probably going to be the reason that I do purchase a Wii U at some point. I can't say that I'm going to buy it.
What am I hearing? All right.
Yeah. Well, you already have one. You bought one for Bayonetta, so. I can't.
Yeah,
really
but Bayonetta's up for Game of the Year, man. That's going to be awesome.
Right,
that better freaking win, man.
All I'm saying is, I'm not crazy about the new Mario Brothers games. I'm not crazy about Smash. I'm not crazy about Mario Kart. But an open world Zelda game, that is something that I can get behind, and I will most likely purchase a Wii U to play this game.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a huge deal. Of course, everybody's waiting. Well, the Nintendo guys are waiting for a new Zelda. Here it is. They announced the trailer. What was it, E3?
Yeah.
So it's going to be huge.
I think weren't they saying it looked like a female character?
Maybe. I didn't catch that.
I'd have to see the trailer
fine
again.
details.
Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I mean,
it looks good.
New Zelda. I'm sure it's going to have really good gameplay, and I mean that's at its core is Zelda with gameplay. So and really good puzzles. So should be good.
It looks really good.
Yeah. Here it is. Number 1. Our top moment in gaming 2014 is the Atari E.T. landfill excavation.
They did it. We have the technology. We found them.
It's important to.
This is big.
It's important to remember where you've been, right?
Yeah.
I think so. This is you got to look to the past to make sure you don't make the same mistakes in the future. I think is a good way to put this. So
what you're saying is where we've been is at the bottom of a landfill.
Right, and we have to make sure we don't wind up there again with a massive crash of the entire industry. It's not.
I don't think it's going to happen again. But
Yeah, so everybody should be familiar with the story at this point. If you're not, so they headed out to New Mexico.
Yeah.
They dug up these cartridges. They had to figure out specifically where in the landfill they were. Some guy spent like a whole bunch of years trying to narrow it down. Doing all that stuff. So they dug it up. They found them a whole bunch of Atari stuff that was buried there because the entire.
That's crazy just to think that they put all that work into finding possibly the worst video game of all time.
It's funny because who's the developer of the game? Was it
Howard Scott Warshaw?
Howard Scott Warshaw. It's funny to think that he invested literally no time into making this game. And then somebody invested.
Yeah,
that's not complete. It was like 5 weeks, and he worked on it day and night. So it was just wicked rushed.
Yeah, I mean, it's amusing to me that he spent in the grand scheme of things, he spent no time making it, but somebody spent the better part of 20 years trying to find the location of this abomination.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, E.T. still sucks.
All right. So that's going to wrap it up. Those were the top 11 reasons. We did 11 because we got to do one better than just the top 10, right?
Yeah.
Top 11 reasons. Top 11 moments in gaming 2014. There you go.